Listen, if you coming out here acting crazy, we're saying, man, you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna go to jail, and it's gonna be a felony.
Good morning or good afternoon. A great show on deck. We're talking about football. We're going to go to youth football, and I got the man who's going to tell it all. He does not hold back, don't hold no punches. I've got a youth and high school football coach, a mentor, an actor, stand-up comedian, 5-time TBYFL champion, 2017 Football University 7th grade champion, and Al Gallen Ministry Sportsman of the Year award, Mr. Chancey Scott. Coach Scott, if you will, talk to me, baby. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm doing wonderful, man. How about yourself, Coach P?
It's been a long time coming. We had some hiccups along the way. This conversation is needed. I apologize for the delay in the process, but we're going to jump right into it. So,
Yes, sir.
youth football coach, high school football coach, a coach just period. How did you get into coaching?
Well, back in 1997, my brother was actually coaching. My oldest brother, Coach Duke, he was coaching at the Pal Bears. And while I was waiting to go to school, I was just actually out there helping out with the team, being a glorified water boy, I must
Okay.
say.
Okay. And then so as your career, let's go from a water boy. Go from water boy. Now you go from water boy to end up being either assistant coach or a head coach. Take me through that transition.
All right. Well, I ended up spending a weekend or two at Bethune-Cookman College. I thought I would be able to walk on, but reality set in. It's Debo's from everywhere, and
Mm-hmm.
Debo's that come from elsewhere. They be a little
Mm-hmm.
bit taller than you, a
Mm-hmm.
little bit bigger than you, a little bit stronger than you, faster than you. So I
Yep.
had to choose up, man. And my mama got tired of me calling home every weekend for $25 here, $30 there. It was just her at that time. And so I ended up coming back home and joining the workforce, and then in the process of joining the workforce, my brother actually asked me to come on and coach with him. And by that time,
Okay.
he had moved over to the Tampa Bay area Jags.
Okay.
And in that same year, Coach Billy Turner, he allowed me to assist at Chamberlain. No, that was 98. So 98, 99.
Okay.
Yeah, it's around the same time. Billy Turner allowed me to assist at Chamberlain. So I was pretty much a high school coach, assistant, and an assistant youth football coach. So both of my careers started at the same time.
Okay. Okay. Now at the height of your career, at the height of your coaching career,
Mhm.
you started winning championships, and then I assume you got real vocal about what your expectations were from kids and parents. True or false?
That's true. That's true.
Okay. One topic that you have been very vocal about is the entitlement of kids and the entitlement of parents. For those who don't understand what you mean in this space, what does that look like in the youth football space? How are kids entitled? How are parents entitled also?
I wouldn't even more so even blame the kids because the kids are a reflection of the parent. I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
right at the parent. And the reason why I say that is because who's the biggest influence on the kid? The
Mm-hmm.
parent. They're
The
around it.
parent.
They're around the parent other than, especially in the summertime, the vacations, because other than being around the parents, you would say that the teacher should be the most influenced because that's where the kids spend the majority of their days at
Mm-hmm.
in school. So the parents has this wicked mindset, I would say much so in this day and time, of that these youth football coaches owe y'all the world, owe
Oh,
them the world, I'm saying. And
oh,
the entitlement part comes in where, and to any parent defense, it's your job to make your kid think that they're number one. It's your job to make that, but that's in your book. But in the book of the world, they might be 1,000,001.
okay.
And that's what the parent forget to add to that thought process.
Give me a good example of in your head, you're like, I can't believe this mom or this dad said this or did this. The entitlement of them is crazy. Give me a good example that just jumps off the top of your head where entitlement the situation just exudes entitlement.
Oh man, man, that question right there, man, we can go into infinity. Like, man, it's a whole bunch of situations. Some parents, man, like you got some parents, they think that you just got to, they think as a coach, it's just your job to worry about their child. And they
Uh-huh.
don't realize that in that situation, the needs of the many outweighs the needs of the few.
Mhm.
So a coach do care about every child individually, but he got to care about the overall situation as far as coaching each child and making making everybody not even feel, because you got to take the feelings out of it at this day and time, because nobody has feelings for the coach. I can
Right.
be honest with you. So the coach just got to think about the best outcome for everybody and the best outcome for the situation. But these parents, like I've been in a situation to where a parent felt like uh either my son the quarterback or he won't be a player for this team,
Mm.
for your team. And I was all right with saying, although your son can be a quarterback, he's not the best quarterback. And if
Okay.
you want to take him elsewhere, go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I'm okay with it. Because I know me as a coach, I exhausted all resources. And it was a three quarterback race at that time. It was a three quarterback competition. And I exhausted all resources in each individual to
Mhm.
find the best individual for the team.
Right.
So when I know I did that, I can sleep at night. So I'm okay with you saying, all right, if you think that it's better out there, go elsewhere. And that's what
Mm.
I had to do in that situation.
Mm.
Man, I mean, it was even situations to give you some juice. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You
I'm
see the
listening.
scar on my nose? You see the scar on my nose right here?
Imma have
Man,
to zoom in, but go ahead.
hey, look, I got jumped. I got jumped by parents, and didn't
Stop.
realize what they were jumping on. Yeah, man, that night it was crazy because uh the game before, the kid parent was yelling out things from the stands. And I end up talking to him and, look, man, we don't disrespect you in that manner. Don't disrespect us in that manner. And he was cursing out my coaches and thinking that, we can have an adult conversation. So
Right.
apparently, the parent held on to it. And, the very next week, we walking out of the gate after the game. I'm talking about, man, we won a game. And when I tell you, man, it was 3 overtimes. We end up pulling it out. And I told the kids, look, man, no matter what happened outside of the gate, no matter what type of destruction tried to destroy what type of energies tried to destroy what we had going on at that moment, we prevailed and we overcame all adversity. And man, that's how it's supposed to be done. And
Okay.
we got to win this game. So walking out of the gate, the guy that had a problem the previous week, he walked up to the gate and said, "Man, I heard you say it." So his brother standing over here, his brother hit me. So now I'm just focused on the one. So we fight, man. I was getting hit with baby carriages, concession stand, cups,
What?
crutches. Yeah, 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 yeah. It got physical. But then, the following day, like me and did back then, that had to be like in the early 2000s. We arranged to the guy that had the problem, we arranged and we had a man conversation, I must say. And not to get into too much detail, but we handled it like men. And ever since that day, we became family. And
Mm.
that's what's crazy, because you can handle stuff like men back then, but you can't do that now, man. It's situations in youth football where people are getting unalived by by crazy parents, by crazy family members, because they don't like the number their child are wearing, or they don't like how the coach using their child. And man, it's crazy this day and time. You laugh, but I'm giving you the gospel right now. You want to be over here to give you the gospel? I'm giving you the gospel right now, Pete.
Is 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 frustrating. I mean, you gotta laugh from being frustrated at the situation, man.
Yeah.
It's almost hard to believe. I've been out the youth football scene for a long time, and it's just hard to believe that that's the influence, and we're talking about influences. That's the influence, and that's the scene that can happen at a youth football game where
Yes.
recruitment ain't on the line. It could be some money floating around on the line in the stands, whatnot. But
It
there's
could be. It is.
it
And the
it does
reality of it is.
it it doesn't matter. Like, it's so crazy to think that we getting in a fight with the coach who's dang near a volunteer, who is a volunteer for whatever reason. It doesn't even matter what the reason is. For whatever reason, that we fighting on the sideline. That's what we showing the kids that that's okay to do. That we as adults should come out, harass the coach on the stands, and then jump the coach at the gate.
Boy,
That's why I
Pete, boy,
laugh,
you
bro, because
saying
it's
it.
frustrating, man.
You saying it, boy. You talking the gospel, man. You talking the gospel. You talking the gospel.
So, um, kids leaving from program to program. And I would assume that everything just trickles down from the NFL to college to youth league to high school to youth league. It's just a trickle down effect. And one thing that really kind of gets me going is that kids jump around from program to program all the time.
Mhm.
And it all depends on what the message that you're teaching your kid, and whatever the message is, that's your message. However, I heard something that said the transfer portal, but they won't.
Mhm.
It wasn't referring to college football. This was referring to youth football. Does
Mhm.
that transfer portal actually exist in youth football?
Yeah, it does. It does.
It
The transfer
does.
portal exists in football, youth football, but it's grayed down. It's grayed down, and and the thing about it is, it's like the 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 situation that it is. They give you a certain date to actually transfer if you don't like the team you own. So by the time that the actual jamboree happens, if you hadn't transferred to another team or you hadn't certified with that team, you can't transfer. So it's
Okay.
like they're trying to govern it, but they're still trying to mimic a system to where uh it's similar to what's going on in high school, college, and high school and college,
Trickle down.
but
Yep.
they're trying to keep a handle on it.
Okay. Do you agree with it?
To a certain extent, I do.
Okay.
Because and it's just about peace. Because I don't
Okay.
want nobody around me that don't want to be around me, or don't want to be a part of what I have going on. Because if you force them to stay, they're gonna become a distraction. Because we don't
Yep.
have all the stipulations and guidelines that college and high school has. We don't have the track and the security between us and the game that the parents have.
Right.
So it's like I'm okay with somebody leaving if they don't want to be there. My thing is just leave in peace. If you're gonna leave, you don't have to say, "Oh, well, the coaching staff was sorry, the organizations." It's okay for you to take your child wherever you want to go and take them. That is okay. But what's not okay is that leaving with disrespect and call this disruption and becoming a distraction. That's not cool. I don't agree with that part of it.
I got you. I saw a skit that you did, and it was a mother. It was on your Instagram. It
Mhm.
was a mother who was dropping their kid off to practice. All right.
Yes, yes.
But then the mother peeled off. She left practice and she left the coaches to bring the kid home. Coach gets to the house, bring the kid home. It's 13 cars in the driveway and 100 people in the house.
Mhm.
Sound familiar?
Yeah, I done had that happen. I done
Is
had them barbecuing in the front yard. I done had them, man, to kill, man. Check this out. I done drove past them in traffic, taking the kid home, and they leave. Yeah.
So on a serious note, does that go back? That I don't know if that stems from I don't know if that goes under the entitlement category. But what is it when the parents relinquish responsibility to the coaches and take none for themselves?
Repeat that question.
When I was coaching, I experienced the same thing.
Hmm.
Um, I had a rule that I wasn't taking no players home. And
Okay.
the reason being is because I knew we had some players that were in situations they had transportation issues. I knew that. But then you also had parents who are abusing the the privilege, if you will, for lack of a better term, of coaches extending these rides to the kids, okay,
Hmm.
and taking them home when some of those parents weren't coming to pick up their own child. All right.
Hmm.
So they get instead of getting off work and coming to pick their kid up, they get off work and go home. And a coach is responsible for bringing their kid home. Well, that ain't in nobody rule book. That's just complimentary. And if that has to happen every now and then, that's cool. But if I'm taking your kid home every day, and when I take your kid home every single day, you're at the house waiting on me to drop your son off, that's an issue. Okay. So I guess what when did that for you in your experience, does that bother you that that does exist? And how come parents and some parents aren't coming to pick their own kids up?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? In some cases, some parents do really need help. And
Mm-hmm.
as a coach, you can identify that. So with that being said, and I tell my coaches to protect themselves because I actually have a contract for the parent to sign if I ever give your child a ride home. If you
Mm-hmm.
think you're gonna need a ride home, I have a contract that has to be signed seriously. Everybody think the stuff that I do on the internet be a joke. No, a lot of that stuff, no, all of it is real.
Mm-hmm.
All of it is real. So with that being said, I really don't. I practice the same method you practice, but if I know the kid, parent, and we're family. All right, that's
Right.
one thing. But even
Right.
then, you still got to sign a contract because you can get hit from behind or something, and the parent is sue you and the person that hit you from behind. That's the
Right.
first thing you got to protect yourself. Then with all this this Me Too stuff that's going on in the world, you never know what could come back as a coach, and you got to protect yourself now in this day of time because people can come by 20 years or something and say you touched them on the thigh, anything.
Mm-hmm.
So coaches really got to be aware of what's going on and what they're sacrificing and what they're risking, and even just giving the kid a ride home.
That's a good word there.
And just giving a kid a ride home. So I totally agree with how you carried on and how you handled your situation. Because it's not even that you just got to worry about anymore, about people just taking advantage. You
Right.
have to worry about putting yourself in a situation that can cost you your life, your
That's
livelihood.
that's a good word there.
Yeah.
Um, we talk about the transfer portal.
Hmm.
I want to get into something that is again surprising to me, and I'm far removed. So this is excuse my ignorance. Coaches or from out, let's just go out of state now. We're going nationally. All right, we're going
Okay.
nationally.
Okay.
As I'm doing my research, before you came on the show, I wanted to find some interesting topics that are kind of bounce around in the youth league.
Okay.
One that grabbed my attention was there are youth league coaches who are flying kids in from one state to another state to participate in, let's just say, some type of championship game at another location.
Hmm.
They are financing kids from one state to another to play in a championship game in their league.
Hmm.
Am I like totally on a whole nother planet, or is that just not crazy?
I think it's crazy, and I think it's disrespectful to the kids that's in your city, in your town. See, as a youth football coach, a high school coach, right? You got to be about the community, right? And
Mm-hmm.
being about the community is, all right, you got to go to college rules, and in some cases, they'll say even prison rules. Like when
Mm-hmm.
you go to college, you go to prison, there's a fine line in between the military. If you from Florida, Florida rock with Florida. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I look at it. So I'm not gonna fly no kid in from Texas. I'm not gonna fly no kid in from Georgia. I'm not gonna fly no kid in from Minneapolis. And I say, I'm from my community. I'm from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna find a way to win within the rules. I'm gonna win with players from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It's some type of pride here. Like when you say you from Florida, you went to Notre Dame. You
Right.
already know you already know what come with being from Florida. They expect you
Absolutely.
to be different,
Yep.
you know. So I say it's crazy. I say that's crazy. I say I'm gonna go into in depth. All right. So if we gonna go national, it's gonna be Florida against the world. So I don't mind you going to get a Florida kid, but I got a problem with you bringing a Texas kid in. So what you saying
Mm.
about Florida kids?
Mm.
So
Talk
as a
talk.
coach, say we so Tampa 813 start a national team, right? A start a Florida team, right? And
Yep.
it could be we so Florida. We so Florida, right?
Right.
So why would I go and get a coach from Texas to come coach a we so Florida team?
Right.
So that's why I say, man, a lot of these coaches clowns too. It ain't just the parents now.
You and I don't want to be disrespectful, so I'm going to leave you to answer this. But what's the importance? What do you? I know what you're trying to accomplish, but why at that extent at that age group? Tell me what I'm missing.
Now I'm gonna be totally honest with you.
Yep.
Me, I find the national. I mean, it's probably two national tournament games, and it just end up being a tournament game, right? That I say are reputable, right? I even say the one that Cam Newton is doing, I think that's good. And I think Battle used to have one.
Okay.
but it gets oversaturated with the stuff outside of football. The
Okay.
importance of it, I say, is crazy because I actually coached in the FBU, the football university tournament,
Yep.
and I think that's good because they take the kids to Naples and it's on grade base. You can only get kids like if they have a Central Florida team, they have a South Florida team, they have a North Florida team basically, and you got to win Florida before you take on the world.
Yeah.
So I respect the FBU aspect of it. But when these guys are coming from all over, feel like they gonna put a team together for one tournament, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because now what it end up doing, you end up building a team that you know that you can. It's gonna be so expensive to actually fund a national schedule. Like we playing Maryland this week, we're playing the OG Ducks this week,
Okay.
we're playing a team out of Texas this week. All right, that's gonna be hard because it's so expensive to travel. A
Right.
charter bus, and you just think about plane tickets to charter buses, right? For
Mm-hmm.
for 2 or 3 days, that's over 5 racks
Just like
for
that.
just the bus.
Just like that.
Just
Yep.
like that. So is it worth it? And then you get these national teams that you put together, then you put them in a rec league. You put them in
Mm.
a rec league. So how is that helping them play against kids that are not, as a team as a whole, that are not on the same level or better? You just beating up on teams that are rec teams. That's
Yep.
crazy. So,
Yep.
so like my brother just said the other day, why don't the league say, all right, we're going to create a national team and we're going to fund their schedule. We're going to fund because at the end of the day, these youth football leagues, they're making money. And
Okay.
all right, so this year, like my brother said, we're gonna say I coach 12U. We're gonna fund a 12U national team, right? As an
Right.
organization. So we can get a schedule for these kids to play and be competitive and still have a chance to lose or win any given play versus all right, we only gonna play in 2 national tournaments, but we gonna play this rec schedule and
Yep.
you gonna beat up on these teams. That's not helping those kids that's on that national team.
Yep.
I mean, because what are we in it for? Are we in it to compete or are we in it to beat every team by 50?
Yep.
Because how
That.
I was raised, I want to play the dogs. I want to play the dogs. I want to play the team that I know that we can go in 4 overtimes or they can beat me by 50. You know,
Yep. So
but
that's where.
different day and time.
But no, no, you're right. So that's where we go in this day and time. What is the objective of youth football now? And that's an open-ended question because back when we were playing, youth football coaches did their best as volunteers to prep you for at least junior varsity. All right, their
Development.
job, or in some people's cases, for even junior high, junior middle school ball. All right,
Yeah.
junior high, they would prep you for junior high team or middle school ball. And
Mhm.
then once you got to high school, either JV, prep you for JV if someone talented enough to play varsity. That was the kind of the mission of a youth football coach. Well, has that changed? Is that still an objective? If you're a youth football program and a youth football coach, is there a different objective now?
For most, yes.
No.
For the dinosaurs like myself and a few of the other coaches that's around the community,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
The D in development became the D in demanding.
Oh.
Everybody is worried about exposure.
Oh.
Everybody's worried about exposure and exposed to what? What are we exposing the kid to?
Right.
And like you said, the development part of it. What year you came out again, P?
I came out of high school 2000.
All right, so you got a chance to actually be a part of the junior high football.
No, when I came, my transition year from elementary school to middle school is for us in Hillsborough County, where they changed junior high school into middle school. So sixth grade left elementary school and went to middle school, and they had dissolved all the middle school sports. So everything
Mhm.
my first year in middle school, so sixth grade, we only had intramural sports. It was just within the school. We didn't play other middle schools. We had only intramural, so we stayed within our school and did flag football and a little bit of track, and that's about it.
See, my last year, I graduated in 97.
Okay.
And that year, I want to say those like 95, 96, no, 94, 93, 94, 95, 96 were the last year junior high. I
Yep.
think that hurt. I think that hurt us as a football town by getting rid of junior high football.
Okay.
because that was the development stage to actually get us and make these kids aware of being eligible and ineligible.
Okay.
And because when you're just playing youth football, if the coach is not aware of the grading process, how would the kid ever know? And why would the kid take it serious? Because nobody is promoting that.
True.
So
Fair
it's like
enough.
that when they got rid of junior high football, that hurt. That hurt big time. And
Mm.
like I said, like in today's time, these coaches really only care about passing trophies. Oh, I beat you 35. Then they got all these youth forums where the coaches get in there and beat on their chests and my team this. And it's okay to it's okay to promote your team. But how these guys going about it, man, it's different.
Mm.
It's different.
What if you were the commissioner of a league?
Uh-huh.
It could be TPYFL, Pop Warner, or if you
Okay.
created your new league. What what rules would you change or implement for youth football?
I would put in a social media policy.
Okay,
I
talk to
would
me.
I will put in a social media policy. And I actually have a social media policy for my kids and my team.
Okay,
You on there shooting the middle finger, holding up guns, explicit language, you promote violence, it's a suspension, and you get 3 infractions, I'm gonna kick you off the team.
okay,
Because like you are part of a brand as far as what I promote. And I ain't even just talking about the Tampa Bay area Jaguars youth football cheering organization, but just what I promote as a man.
mm-hmm,
Now, what I will say this much, I am a do as I say, not as I do
mm-hmm,
individual, because I believe that it's certain things as a child, as an adult, you have to earn the right to do versus you just getting that right because somebody feel like you should have a voice. And don't get this twisted when I say this.
okay,
Giving a kid a voice don't mean you let them make decisions. I will
okay,
hear you out, but I will make the final decision.
all right,
And the reason why I'm giving you a voice because I really want to know and not giving you a voice, I will listen.
mm-hmm,
But your voice don't make decisions. So me as a commissioner, what I would do, the social media policy, holding coaches, parents, and players accountable.
okay,
If you got a problem with any coach, any organization, it's up to you to, arrange the meeting. It was up to the organization. And if you violate that and you go to the social media saying how bad this organization is or this coach is, you will be terminated. You and your kid will have to find somewhere else to play or find
okay,
another league to play in. And a lot of people say, well, why are you going to be hard on the kid? Because sometimes you got to punish the parents to make the kid understand. And you're going to
mm-hmm,
teach two people a lesson in one action. I can't carry on this way.
mm-hmm,
I can't carry on this way. And another thing, as a commissioner, I would actually, as a parent, if you being violent at a game, if you get into an altercation, a physical altercation, and you it's deemed that you were the aggressor, I would suspend you for the rest of the season, and you will have to watch your child play live on the internet. Another thing I will do if coaches are getting caught carrying on that way, same thing go for them. I will be a little lenient and to guys that because like in some little youth little leagues, some of these coaches can't coach because they had a background. They could have went to prison, they could have went to jail. I would, as a commissioner, I would look at the charge because we need those guys around these kids, depending on the charges as well.
mm-hmm,
Because our kids just don't need to hear stories of successes. Our kids need to hear stories of failures
mm-hmm.
and how did people respond to them and coming out on the other side of adversity. I
That's
will
true.
make all my coaches in my league, they will be responsible for taking coaching clinics because if you don't know who the curl flat defender is in the cover three, if you don't know or who the flat defender is in the base cover two, if you don't know what a difference between a out route and a swing route, that's a problem as well. And it's not a problem because you don't know it. It's a problem because you didn't position yourself the following year that you didn't know it to go and learn it.
Mm-hmm,
So as an organization, I will provide coaching clinics to get these coaches better. So when they're actually talking to these parents, they know what the hell they talking about. Because some
true.
of these parents play pro ball. Some of these parents play college ball. Some of these
Mm-hmm,
parents actually know what the hell they're talking about.
mm-hmm,
So I would actually do that. I implement that. Community service hours to get our
okay,
kids actually interacting with other people and not just on the internet, to
okay,
actually get out in the community and deal with people because
Okay.
this is the new internet era, and these kids don't know how to converse. They don't know how to they don't know how to deal with difficult situations. They don't know how to deal with difficult people.
True.
So, and then teaching classes on emotional intelligence, because a lot of our kids are they lack emotional intelligence, and that's
Yes,
black,
they do.
white, brown. It's
Yep.
not just black kids. It's not just white kids. It's all kids.
Yep.
So those are the few things that I actually
No,
do.
and those some good ones. I like all those. It
Yeah,
sucks that half of them we should have to implement, but we do. It's a different age, man. It's 2025, about to be 2026, not too long. And social media is a real thing. Folks
it's a
act up.
real
It's a
thing.
real thing. It's the reality of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Safety, to have a safety issue at a youth game is bananas to me, but it's a real thing,
that's a
right?
real thing.
It's a
And
real thing, man.
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Because man, this just happened to me Saturday.
Okay.
We actually had a football game in Orlando. I go to
Hmm.
pull in. I got my coach's bags on. I got my coach's badge on. And lady say $7 to park. I say, coach has got to pay to park. She said yes. So then I didn't realize that referees are up to $75 a game. That
Woohoo!
but yes, yeah, this referees are up to $75, 75 to 100, depending on the atmosphere.
Okay.
Uh
Depend on the
then
atmosphere.
depending on the atmosphere.
The
And then the site locations has run up due to the violence and stuff that comes along with youth football. So I had to go ahead and take in consideration that now they're not just hiring security, they have to hire sheriffs. And if you
correct.
realize how much a sheriff make on overtime,
Phew.
you understand why these leagues have to charge, because we can't go out and act accordingly. And again, that's not just black, it's white, Hispanic, black, it's just people, period.
Period.
So although I was pissed that I had to pay for parking, but these leagues still have to pay bills.
So it's $75 for official, for a ref, and this is each ref. So
Each ref,
and
yes.
you at least got three on game at a game, right? Youth football game. How many at least do you have?
3 to 5.
Two? Oh, you got three
Three
to
to
five.
five. Yep.
Okay. 3 to 5. A youth football game lasts what, an hour and a half?
Hour and a half, yeah. And then you got to think about, now listen, you got 5U, 6U, 7U, 8U, 10U, 11U, 12U, 14U. That's 8 games. And
Yeah,
that's 75 per game.
yeah, buddy. I might need to check my part-time job, bro.
That's what I'm telling you.
I
Now
may need to
hold up.
apply.
No, but I'm gonna tell you two things you better know how to do. You
Run.
better know how to call the police, and you better know how to throw hands.
Don't make the wrong call in the wrong environment, bro.
Boy, look at here. And listen,
What?
you better get a police escort out that gate. Cause I'm telling
Goodness
you, man,
gracious.
hey man, these people are ignorant, man. And to be honest with you, it's just not just the fans, because some of the coaches are ignorant too. Some of the referees are ignorant too. So with that being said, it's like, man, we have to do better as people.
So,
My
uh,
opinion.
so loaded question, and just be thoughtful with your answer.
Okay.
Easy question, but be thoughtful with your answer.
Okay.
Understanding the environments we're talking about, understanding the issues that occur, because we kind of talked about them. How can we, and I say we as a community, curve that type of behavior? How can we limit? How can we curb it? How can we decrease it? What kind of punishments would need to be implemented to set a message, set the tone? What can happen to control? And I don't even like control, because you just don't want it, period. How
Yeah.
can we eliminate such behavior that comes from parents, coaches, officials, spectators,
Players.
all that,
All
players,
that.
and even
How,
players? How
how,
you curb that?
how you curve it, right? This is the God is truth. You do a State of the Union address,
Okay.
and you tell them that because this what's this is it has to happen. Listen, if you coming out here acting crazy, we're saying, man, you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna go to jail, and it's gonna be a felony. And if you know anything about it, a DUI, to get a DUI, that'll cost you 20 grand right now. So imagine how much a
Woo-hoo.
battery costs. Imagine how, and if they up the fine on disorderly conduct, I think they should do that because it's no way around it now. There's no way around it. And then, like I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Like I say, some of these coaches are full of crap. Some of these parents are too. But man, you cannot jump on these parents cannot come to these coaches and act like you're gonna put paws on them and expect them not to defend themselves. These coaches cannot act as if they're gonna jump on these referees and expect them not to defend themselves. So even when they put in the referee act, if you touch a ref, it's a felony. That's a true thing. It's a first degree felony. If you touch a ref, it's like they're an officer of law. They need to do the same thing for coaches, and these parents will know that you can't do it. Then again, I think that if you sign your child up for organized sports, especially since I'm in football, they need to have a class on emotional intelligence and how to deal with difficult people and how to deal with difficult situations. Because a lot of these kids, the first thing they taught is to put up their dukes when something go wrong.
That's
Not
true.
taught to say, "Hey, man,
Yep.
hold on, wait, man, let's calm down.
Yep.
What's your issue?"
Conflict resolution skills.
Conflict resolution skill.
Yep.
And we teach them that now because they got a better chance of joining the workforce of the corporate world versus making the NFL. Because they're
Right.
going to have to take that same skill at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old and apply in high school and in life.
Yep.
Yeah.
What happens if the execution on it? We'd have to talk about it another time. I don't know. But a possible solution. Folks start acting up. Don't matter, player, parent, spectator, ref. Somebody starts acting up. You know what? Don't worry about it. Game canceled.
Yeah.
Done.
No,
Don't worry about it.
listen. That I think when you send that message, game over. In that
Game over.
particular game, go on to the next game. This game over. Both teams take a loss.
Yep.
It'll stop.
That's it.
It'll stop.
Done deal.
No one team win. No one team. Both teams take a L at a record. It'll stop.
Both teams take a L. Yep.
It'll stop. Especially if both teams. Now, if it's just within that coach and spectator, the referee, or if it's the team of that spectator, if they're acting crazy, that's who will get the loss. If they can't be controlled, that's who we get the loss, and that's who will go to jail.
I think what you could do is, I'm just thinking out loud now. Officials have a meeting. There's the warning. We're issuing an official warning. This is your one official warning, okay?
Yes.
That goes to the entire stadium. Everybody.
Yes.
Here's your official warning. The second time the officials come together with the resource officer, or let's just say to the sheriff on hand, hey, sheriff, the officials vote. Hey, we want to cancel this game. Give me your recommendation. How do you feel about it? Do you think they're out of hand? That sheriff says, I think they're out of hand also. That's it. Done. Once the officials agree, once the officials and umpire agree, and they get the thumbs up by the sheriff, I think it should be done. Done deal. Out.
Yeah.
You've got official warning, and now you've got a person who's in charge of the safety of everybody within the stadium who agrees on the move. I think you can cancel it. And we'll see how fast folks stop acting up.
And then not only that, and who's ever acting up, I think they should go to jail. Whoever can't be controlled, first we're gonna ask you to leave nicely.
Yep.
First we're gonna ask you to leave nicely. Then we're gonna ask you, listen, we're gonna ask you again, and then if not, we're gonna escort you to Orient Road to Falkenberg in town.
So see, I agree with you, but for me, it's too many steps.
Okay. Hey, listen. I want to example. Hey, look. I understand where you at. Where you at? See, I try to understand and even understand because people lack emotional intelligence, and you're gonna know who you're dealing with. So
Correct.
I exhaust all resources in trying to help you leave without a charge. I know I did my job. I can sleep at night. So if I ever see you out in the world, look, man, I try to tell you 10 times.
Right.
You deserve. Now I also understand what you saying. I'm with you too. So hey, I'm with it either way, P. I'm with it either way.
If we warn the whole stadium and that one person is within the stadium, whoever are his companions and homeboys, y'all better talk to him. All right.
Y'all better talk to him
and get him to calm down, because right now the game's in limbo about to get canceled. and we've warned everybody. We know
Yeah.
it's you, but we're not going to single you out, okay? We know it's you.
Yeah.
Everybody in the stadium knows it's you. We're not going to single you out. Here it goes for everybody. We get one more, just like you would do your team. All right? I'm talking to Johnny, but this message to Johnny goes for everybody else. You all understand.
Although I'm talking to you individually, this message is
Bingo.
for the masses.
It's for the masses. It's
I
for the
get it.
masses.
I
That's
get
right.
it, Pete.
That's
Yeah, I get
I'm
it.
just like, look, man, it's because I can't wrap my head around it that people act the way they do in such environments. That's where I'm like, we giving too many warnings, dog. It's too much. This should not be like this. Here goes a warning. Here goes a cancellation. Next game. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Hey, look, Pete, let me tell you, zero tolerance, and that's what you should call it, zero tolerance. This is a
no,
zero tolerance atmosphere, and this is how you get when you enter the game. Put a sign there. We're
yep,
only gonna speak one time.
that's it.
After we speak that one time, we're gonna forfeit the game. Whoever deem who's the aggressor, who's the ignorant one,
Yep.
that's what team's gonna take the loss. I don't care if they're up 21-0, you're gonna get the loss. And you know what? Maybe fans are actually acting accordingly. I agree with that, Pete.
Now,
So we need
something
to put that on the internet. We need to put that on the
well,
internet, and we need to propose that to every youth football organization, baseball, basketball, whoever the aggressor, if the parents acting out of control, that's what team will take the loss, and we're going to forfeit that game and move on to the next
now here's what we can do together. I can help you put something in writing. At the
one.
same
Okay.
time, this episode is obviously going to be published. It
Okay.
could be attached and tagged, and you can share this amongst community, and folks will like it or they won't like it. Put it
Yeah.
within whatever forums and communities and Facebook groups. Put it on there. Obviously, you're going to get some pushback because people don't like change. However, if you want activities to change and you want people's safety to be a priority,
Yeah.
something has to change. There has to be a difference in the structure that's happening. So put it out there. We can put something in writing, and you can get the approval by commissions, and it can go up the chain nationally, wherever it needs to go to for it to be enacted amongst, the leagues. But
Yeah.
something has to change.
And I'm pretty sure that no youth football organization league will have a problem with what we're saying because that stuff messes up their money. Because when they
Correct.
get sued, they don't sue that part, they sue the league.
Correct.
So, man, with that being said, Pete, that's what we need to do. If you get caught, if anybody's acting unruly at these games, and whoever, because as a fan, as a member of that youth football organization, it's your job to protect the brand. And
Correct.
acting unruly, acting disrespectfully to officials, uh, to any human being.
Correct.
Players, we already know if they do it, they're going to be ejected. So
Correct.
parents, referees, and this goes for referees as well, because referees can be disrespectful.
Yep.
You can be escorted, and you could be kicked out of the league. And I think whoever the ref is, if they get into an altercation, they should be suspended for games as well.
Absolutely. And that's at least in high school, all the high school coaches get to do a post-game evaluation on the official staff, on the
Yep.
officials that's working that game. And then
Yep.
that goes to, I'm not sure, don't give me the line. I'm not sure where it goes, but there's an evaluation that's done. And then if there are enough complaints about a certain ref or group, then something happens. Okay. So you could do the same thing in the youth league. We can do a post-game evaluation of the crew that we have, and if there's specific members that multiple coaches have had an issue with, then there could be a suspension for that official down the line. Done deal.
I agree.
Done deal.
I agree.
Okay. So there's ways to chop it up. If you want to make it more structured, it can be. Because there's other sports where if there are fans acting crazy, they're going to yellow card or warn the coach of that team.
Yeah.
Here goes your warning, coach. And if your fans keep acting up, we will stop the game, cancel the game. Your team will lose. Done deal. We ain't asking no questions. Here's your
Man,
warning, and it's
Pete,
going to you, or you getting
that's
kicked
something.
out.
That's something we need to come up with, get in writing, and we need to propose that to Hillsborough County. We need to propose that to all of these youth football organizations with these leagues, because it's a shame that youth football organizations and other sports organizations are losing access to county fields because the
Right.
people can't act accordingly.
Correct.
That's crazy.
And you said there are more expenses, or there's a higher charge, at least for officials, depending on the environment. That means
Yes.
we know the teams that are playing, and
And
we know what comes with these teams. And
Yeah,
instead of $75, we want $125 a game.
exactly. Exactly. And then once you start doing that, and then raise the gate fee or the parents fee, see, because I had a problem with the gate fee until I had to get an understanding.
Mm,
Because like listen, we're providing a service to the children. That's what this service is for. Youth
mm,
sports are for the children. Coaches, referees, youth board members of these youth organizations are providing a service to the kids. But
mm-hmm.
the adults think it's about them. When I was growing up, when I was coming up, and I hate to keep saying when I was coming up and when back in my day, but man,
Yep.
you know what? Our parents dropped us off and stayed out of the way,
Yep.
stayed out of the way. But
Yep.
now, man, you got these parent agents. That's what I like to call them. You got these and I just spoke on this. You get the parent agents. That's what I call them. And some are better than others. Some actually does have sense, and some of these parents do recognize when coaches are full of crap. And
Mm-hmm.
I have to come on their defense as well as the coaches that have great intentions,
Mm-hmm.
good
Mm-hmm.
intentions. But
Mm-hmm.
there's some coaches out here full of it. But
Mm-hmm.
hey, you have to be able to decipher between the two. That's what I think.
We'll talk about two. You got 2 or 3 jobs, and one's being a comedian. Hey, and I just found this out not too long ago. But what's your IG? Because you do a good job with your Instagram, man. What's the IG?
My IG is We So Tampa 813. Then I have Coach Chain. My Facebook is Chauncey Scott, but that's
Uh-huh.
tagged We So Tampa 813. TikTok is We So Tampa 813, and YouTube is We So Tampa 813.
Tell me about the comedic journey. Just advertise yourself and what you got going on.
Oh man, I got a couple of shows coming up in the near future. They're gonna be like in late September. Uh, man, I actually got into I want to say I was a stand-up comic, but I always had some jokes. And people always thought I was funny. I didn't. I just thought. I guess telling the truth is funny.
Right?
But then they're going to saying it's always truth and good jokes.
It's
So
it's
I
it's the
actually got
delivery
into
too. It's the
it's the
delivery too.
delivery. It's
Yep.
the delivery. So John Flip Jones, comedian Justin Goldie Goldsmith, he actually on tour with Lavelle Crawford right now.
Okay.
Uh Comedian DC 813 and Demetria George, they actually say, man, coach, I think you'll be good at it, man. You should give it a try. So I gave it a try like I want to say like 3 weeks ago. And
Okay.
I actually, it was a success. So, they asked me to come back, and a lot of people asked me what my next show was. So I've been actually doing it. But I was in music. I was rapping like in the late 90s, early 2000s. Then I got into screenwriting. I do that as well. So, man, I got a lot of good stuff coming soon, man. Coming soon.
Multi-talented.
Yeah.
I
And you know
appreciate.
what? And
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
into the content creation thing, a lot of these guys, I see that they actually doing, youth football content, and I applaud them. And I'm glad, I can actually be the fuel to somebody's idea.
yeah.
But man, I don't run out. I've been coaching 30 years, man. I got so much content, man. I can write a series. I got the good, the bad, the ugly, the emotional. I got all of it, man. So just watch out for that series coming too soon. Coaches Chronicles.
Hey, this is good, man. I appreciate your time, coach.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you for having me, man. But we need to
Absolutely.
get together on that. We need to get together and put together some rules and some bylaws and present it to Hillsborough County and the city of Tampa, and then present it to these leagues to protect these leagues. Because if you take youth football and youth sports away from these kids, we're gonna be lost. So we
Mm.
have to get control. Like Nick Saban say, and it's one saying that stuck with me with him. Once you lose control, you lose choices.
Oh,
And that was powerful to me. That always stuck with me.
that
And
sticks
that
right
came
there.
from, yeah. And that came from Nick Saban.
Hey, we're gonna drop the mic on that one, baby.
Hey, P, man, I love you, man. Keep doing great things, man. I appreciate you for having me.
All right, big dog.
Yes, sir.